Hello, it is I, your boy Gomi, and we are back. We had a nice little break, light a bit of break. UFC 303 had ended, and it was a great card. It was just a card that I hated because, again, I watched one of my favorite fighters get knocked out. But yes, we are now going from that great UFC 303 card to a fight night that honestly seems like it's probably an Apex card, but whatever the case is, Denver, you're getting a card filled to the brim with nothing but short notice replacement fights. So preface, I'm not going to be going over some of these fights just because they're too soon. I didn't get to do any research on them, and I don't like super short notice fights at all, and that's all this card is for the most part. It's really weird. And also, it's a very bizarre main event, but oh well. Rose Namajunas getting another main event against Tracy Cortez. Let's break down this card. Has some good fights on there, make no mistake. Also, bout order is more than likely going to be changing, but first fight, according to this, is going to be Blackshear versus Montel Jackson. This is a weird fight for me, but I'm going to... The main thing about this is it's going to be short notice for Blackshear. It's been noticed enough that I'll talk about it, but it's pretty short notice for him. And Montel Jackson's a solid fighter. I don't want to discredit Montel Jackson. He's very basic in terms of what he does and what he's good at, but the thing is, he's just a very good fighter. Good bit of knockouts. He's very good going the whole 15 minutes. Blackshear, on the other hand, we've seen him go super short notice before. He didn't look bad against Mario Batista, but at the end of the day, he didn't look like how he did against Jose Johnson. I like his submission ability, getting one of the few I think he has the third twister in the UFC. I believe it's Mitchell TKZ. Yeah, third twister in the UFC. And I do like his power, but I don't like how he gasses out. Short notice and at Denver is what makes me very worried for this fight, to be perfectly honest with you. Montel Jackson can take it. He absolutely can. I believe Blackshear is the favorite, looking at the odds, if they're even out. No, Blackshear is the underdog now. See, yeah, I kind of see that, because every other reason why, like any other day of the week, I would be picking Blackshear. But the short notice, Denver, it makes me want to lean towards Montel Jackson. I'm gonna go with Blackshear by... See, do I think he's gonna win decision? This is going to be a horrible pick, but I'm going with Blackshear to win it by decision, because that's how it should be. If he comes in peak prime how he should be, which he's done before. He looked good against Batista, just Batista's better. I think he can do it. Andre Petroski versus Josh Fremd. Another fight like any other day of the week. I'm like, Petroski, easy. Josh Fremd? Nah, Josh Fremd is on my poopy trio. A lot of people say, oh, Josh Fremd isn't that bad. Oh, he's pretty decent. Yeah, he's got some power to him because he had some knockouts, but he's not good. I'm sorry, he's not good. His striking ability, his grappling ability, all of it's very middling. He's like one of those basic fighters. And when you have him go up against anyone who's even somewhat decent, Roman Kopylov, Anthony Hernandez, those two are beyond decent. And in RoboCop, he gets washed. He gets finished. He's been finished in all of his losses, I believe. No, he has one. He has two decision loss. Sorry, I forgot. Hernandez didn't finish him. But he has 2 decisions. He's been finished 3 times. He just gets finished by all these guys. He's just not very good. But Andre Petroski, ever since he took that short notice fight against Michel Pereira, has looked horrible. Like, he didn't look good in the fight against Michel Pereira. He didn't even look good against GM3, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, Andre Petroski was the guy. I was like, he's solid. He's really good. I think he was undefeated. No, he was only one loss. Only one loss. Came into the Michel Pereira fight. Super short notice. Super ill-advised. And what happened? He got the piss beat out of him. Granted, it's not bad, because the brand new middleweight Michel Pereira is different. He is built differently. But Jacob Malkoum, he was basically knocked out by hitting his hip. How soft is his chin at this point? Like, Josh Fremd, like, Petroski, how it should go is he should easily take down Josh Fremd and control him for 15 minutes, beat him up, maybe even get a finish, honestly. But if Josh Fremd lands on Petroski, he could kill him. If Malcolm's hip is knocking you out, Fremd can kill you. I don't like this fight at all. I don't like this fight in the slightest. I refuse to pick Josh Fremd. I've never picked Josh Fremd, and I won't pick Josh Fremd. I think I did pick to beat Jamie Pickett, though. Because, like, the other people he beats are Jamie Pickett and Cedric Dumas, who's bad. Both bad. I don't know. I'm going to go with Petrosky by decision. Keep in mind, Denver elevation. That Denver elevation is going to be a problem. Luana Santos versus... Wait, no. Yes, Agrapova. Maria Agrapova. Another fight where I'm like, I said there were good fights on here. Trust me, there's some good fights, but just not... I don't think this one. I'm sorry. Santos, she's good on the ground, but she has a lot of trouble outside the cage. She's been not getting fights. She's been getting kicked out of gyms. And her striking is absolutely overrated. And she has a poor gas tank. And she loves to miss weight. All these are bolstering negatives. Uncoupled with, repeat it after me, elevation. Agrapova, on the other hand, is just mid. Simple as that. She has not had good wins. She has not had good losses. She has not really looked good since getting into UFC, to be perfectly honest with you. Been in here 4 years, had 5 fights, and didn't look good in all of them. This is a pretty mid fight, I'm suffice to say. It's a pretty mid fight. Luana Santos has more issues, but just Agrapova, while she's a better striker, she is a fish out of the water and when it comes to grappling. Both struggle with cardio. But if it comes to grappling, Luana Santos has a clear advantage that she can absolutely exploit, especially if she comes in heavy. If she comes in heavy, she get her down, and Agrapova's not going to know what to do. I believe Luana Santos is one of the bigger favorites on this card. I'm going to assume. Not even out. Yeah, it looks like. No, yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's not even out yet, really. Oh, no, never mind. I see her. Yep, she is minus 360. Yep, that makes sense. She just has a clear path of victory. Simple as that. Even though I don't like her, I don't think she's that good of a fighter. I just think Agrapova is just aggressively mid of a fighter. So, give me Luana Santos by decision. Lots of decisions. This fight is not on my list. But, who are going to pick in this fight? I'll pick Joshua Van. Charles Johnson, not a fan of him. I think Van is just a much more touted prospect. It got way more power, way better on the feet. Charles Johnson, though, he does really good against on the feet. His problem is people grappling him, but I just think Joshua Van is a clear decision to knock him out. But again, these picks I gloss over, do not take them to heart. Do not bet them. This is also a very short notice fight for Fatim Khalin. I think she's a better opponent than Jasmine's previous opponent, who I don't remember, but still too short notice for me to say. I've always seen Fatima a few times in the regional scene. She seems pretty good, but I'll have to make a pick on that. But I'm gonna go with Jasmine. I'm gonna go Jasmine by decision. Next fight we will be talking about is AbdulRazak Hassan versus Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage is also on my list of fighters I just don't think is that good. And Abdul, while he's so stocky. He seems small, but he's taller than me. But he seems so smaller. But the one thing about Abdul is he is powerful. That boy will put you asleep. His wrestling is poor, and that is a avenue of victory for Cody Brundage. Except Cody Brundage, his grappling isn't good. Despite him being more of a grappler, it's not that good. I know people are really high on him for the slam knockout of Reese, but that's really it. Otherwise, what is Cody Brundage really doing? He got a DQ win against Malcolm. He lost to Cedric Dumas. Boy. And then he lost to Rodolfo Vieira and Michal Olejniczak. So he's just not good. His wins are people who are just He lost to William Knight. He lost to William freaking Knight. AbdulRazak Hassan, on the other hand, power. Every finish he has, a knockout. He's lost a lot of decisions, but Brundage isn't really going the distance with many people. he's not finishing. I don't know. It's weird. Brundage is a weird spot. I just don't think he's that good. I just don't think he's that good. I don't think Abdul is anything to really write home about, except for his absolute sheer amount of power. If he connects with Brundage, he'll kill him. So give me Abdul by TKO. Julia Rosa versus Christian Rodriguez. I do really bad with Christian Rodriguez fights, to be preface with you. Christian Rodriguez, I usually pick against him. I really almost always pick against him. And I think the only time I didn't pick against him was maybe against Delgadian. Maybe. I know I picked Simon, and I stand by it. He was a weight bully that fight. I picked Rosas, again, a little bit of a weight bully. And also, the main thing that just solidified me when he fought Rosas was I was there live, and I was at the ceremonial weigh-ins, and boy just did not look good. He looked like he was about to cry up there when everyone was just chanting like very mean things at him. But nah, I think Julian Rosa this time he could be able to beat him. Rosa has a staggering height advantage that scares me, to be honest with you, for it. But I think Christian Rodriguez is just the more well-rounded and solid game. He doesn't have anything that stands out like is amazing, but he's just very solid with all his fundamentals. I think he could beat him up overall on the feet. I think he could out wrestle him. I think a lot of the fight is going to be contested in the clinch, and I like Christian Rodriguez in the clinch. Julian Rosa, on the other hand, he's never really impressed me. I just don't like Juicy, to be honest with you. I think I picked him to beat Ramos, and that's really about it, man. Otherwise, I think I've always been picking against him, and he gets finished pretty easily. He gets finished pretty freaking easily. I might want to go Rodriguez by... Do I want to go Rodriguez? But I just don't like the finishing equity of Rodriguez. That's the thing. I just don't think he's a good finisher. On a 3-fight decision streak? Maybe. No, I'll go Rodriguez by decision. Elevation might play a factor into it, and Juicy J might gas out and then get finished, but I'm just going to play it safe. I think Rodriguez by decision is your best bet. Gabriel Bontemps versus Angelus. Angelusa. I can never say his goddamn name. Oh well, I don't need to say much about this. Bontemps is the biggest favorite in the card without even looking at it. He's got to be. He's got to be. Wow, Luana Santos is bigger of a favorite? Get that out of my face. Whatever the case is, Bontemps, yeah, he burnt me his last fight. He did. He really, really did. Angelusa, on the other hand, bro, he wanted out of the battle fight. Battle was piecing him up, beating him up bad, and I think Gabriel Bontemps, I think, is better than Brian Battle. A lot of similar aspects to it, but more better club and sub. I think Bontemps is going to beat the piss out of Angelusa. Angelusa has an 1.5 reach advantage. That's the only thing he's got going for him. Otherwise, Bontemps, I feel, should piece him up. Give me Bontemps by submission, but a club and slub submission. And I think that's just tempted to make it to a lock, but we don't know how he's going to look coming off his first loss in his professional career, and a pretty bad knockout loss against Dalby. Like, he just gassed out and Dalby finished him. I don't know how that happened, but I think he should be the first person to finish Lusa. To be honest with you, Battle was going to be the first person to finish Lusa, but oh well. Give me a Bontemps by club and sub. I was going to say club and sub decision. I really want to talk about this fight. I really, really, really do. But it's really short notice, which I don't like. But I think there's enough to talk about. Drew Dober take out Gene Silva. Gene Silva, yes, he just fought at UFC 303. Why was I going to say 301? He did fight at 303, and he looked good. Took out Jourdain, as I predicted. But I think Dober's just a better fighter. Let's be honest here. Dober's got power. He lost to Moicano, yes, but Moicano just laid on him. Gene Silva is not a guy who's really going to be laying on you. It's going to be mainly contested on the feet. And if you're trying to go stand on the feet with Drew Dober, yeesh, yes, that's going to be a tough night out. Drew Dober's got solid Muay Thai, powerful kicks. Look at those thick old legs. He's thick, he's durable. his left cross is vicious. He's a very vicious southpaw. Gene Silva, I don't think his split personalities are going to be helping him. He's on a really good win streak with a lot of knockouts. But I like... Oof, this is a good fight. That's what I want to talk about. I kind of don't, because this is one of the fights that's just a little too short notice. But I like this fight. I like watching Dober fight, and I think Silva is coming into his own as being a very exciting fighter. It's just that, like I said, Dober, the Crimson Chin, has been knocked out before by Matt Frevola, which a lot of people still swivel their heads at. I think Frevola's underrated. Not amazing, like God tier, probably even top 15, but I think he's underrated. Drew Dober is a guy who's been in ranked. He's been in fought like the toes who's. He's got a lot of experience. He's fought against Islam Makhachev, the champion, for God's sake. I think he can take on Gene Silva, and I think he'll be a TKO. No matter how this fight ends, it's going to end in a finish, which is alarming because Silva's never been finished, but I think now's the time. Give me Dober by TKO, and I think this should be a banger fight of the night. Is this fight still on? Actually, maybe it was Petrosian who was here. I think it was Petrosian who was supposed to be in this spot instead of Salikov. I'm not sure. Let's just assume that it is on. It's on my list, so I wrote it down. Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Muslim Salikov. I've just never been a fan of Ponzi, man. I've never been a fan of Ponzi. And he's coming off a long layoff. Getting flatlined by Kevin Holland, which I saw live, by the way. He's got a win over Alex Morono, who's just disappointing as all hell. And even that was like 2 freaking years ago. And then beyond that, he's fought good fighters that he's just lost to, like Li Jiang, Neil. Old Michel Pereira, that's bad too. Old Michel Pereira is a 50-50 mixed bag if you're gonna beat him or not. Yeah, he's just, I don't like Ponzinibbio. He has a very point fighty kind of like rangy style. He really will go for the TKO if he sees it. If it jumps itself out there to silver platter like it did against Morono and I believe Magny many years back. Otherwise, he's content to just pick at you at range. Muslim Salikov, on the other hand, he's got solid grappling. He's got solid knockout power. He could take him down. He could knock him out. It's just that he's on a little bit of a skid at getting knocked out in the first round against Randy Brown is not good. I think his chin might be having some problems. Randy Brown is not known for his knockout power. That's insanity to me that he's knocked down the first round. And Ponzi has power. So this might be one case scenario where the knockout jumps out like a deer jumping out in front of a moving vehicle. That might be Salikov. Otherwise, I like the decision a lot for this. I think it would go Santiago, Ponzi. I think it would go by decision, but the knockout is possible. Just I don't like betting on knockouts with Ponzi. Sorry. And then on to the main event of the evening. We have Thug Rose Namajunas versus Tracy Cortez. Cortez is also sliding in for someone, and I don't remember who. Whatever the case is, it's not that short notice. Either way, Rose Namajunas, she is continuing her trek at flyweight. She is 32 years of age, 13 wins, 6 losses. Damn, she has a lot of losses. I thought she had less than that. 2 knockouts, 6 submissions. I also thought she had more knockouts. 5'5" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 65-inch reach disadvantage, a 1.38 takedown average, a 45.79% significant strike accuracy, minus 225 favorite. Significant over Amanda Ribas, Zhang Weili twice, Jessica Andrade, and Joanna Jędrzejczyk also twice. Tracy Cortez is going to be 30 years of age, 11-1, 1 knockout, 1 submission. That can't be right. That can't be right. Is that actually right? That's disgusting if it is. It really is. Oh, that's disgusting. She's got 2 finishes out of 11 fights. Oh my god. And people shit on Bilal Muhammad. She is 5'5" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 65-inch reach advantage, a 2.33 takedown average. I can't go over the finish rate. Why the hell is this the main event? I tried to be a little bit more positive, but why the hell is this the main event? She has a 2.33 takedown average, a 46.67% significant strike accuracy, plus 185 underdog, significant wins over Jasmine Jasavicius, Melissa Gatto, and Stephanie Edgar. Of these, I was really struggling to put in each of these fights. The only fight that I was really impressed on her list was the Stephanie Edgar fight. I completely skipped over the Justine fight because I really didn't like it. Otherwise, like, and it was a split decision as well too. Otherwise, Tracy Cortez, I don't see a lot of avenues for her. Her jiu-jitsu game, very solid in terms of controlling. Visit solid in terms of finishing or getting submissions, not really, but she could put fighters in some dangerous positions. She does not finish them in those dangerous positions, but she keeps them locked down. She keeps them unable to move, unable to do a lot. There's a lot of stuff to like about her ground game, but everything else about Tracy Cortez is, I think, lacking. Rose Namajunas has some questionable fight IQ due to confidence issues, but when Rose Namajunas is on point, she's one of the best fighters in the world at women's fighters in the world. I have not been super stellar impressed with her flyweight trek, to be perfectly honest with you. I think she was way better when she was a strawweight going against Zhang Wei Li. It's just that loss against Esparza was horrible, but that was just because of poor fight IQ. And honestly, I don't like Pat Barry as a coach. She has such a good coach in Trevor Whitman, but like, she's setting him to the side. He wasn't even in her corner her last fight. What is she doing? Pat Barry is not that guy. Pat Barry is not the coach that she needs, and it really, really worries me, honestly, when that's who her main source of advice is, and she listens to him to a T. I just don't get, like, he'll tell her like to faint, tell her like the boos are good. It's just poor advice, which leads to poor decisions, poor fight IQ, and losses. It leads to losses. Overall, I still like Rose Namajunas a lot more in terms of her striking. Her grappling, I think she's more effective. She can do submissions better. I think she can knock out Cortez with ground and pound, honestly. I just like Rose Namajunas better in this spot. Cortez has been proven to be hard to finish, but I think if anyone finishes Rose Namajunas, keep in mind 5 rounds, elevation. Rose trains at elevation. Cortez, not so much. I also did bring up elevation with a lot of the other guys because there's a lot of guys who train at elevation that I didn't mention as well too, but Rose for sure does. I like the finish for Rose, I think. I'm going to go Rose by submission. I think Cortez is going to get a little bit overzealous in the grappling. I think she's going to make some mistakes, and I think Rose Namajunas will capitalize on it. So, yep, give me Rose Namajunas by submission. I'm not going to be brazen enough to call around, to pick a round. I don't even want to pick this in general, to be honest with you. Rose Namajunas by submission, but I'll do it. I'll have a little bit of faith in there. But yep, that is going to be my picks for UFC Denver. A weird card, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know how I feel about this card overall, but it's usually these cards that end up being solid. There's going to be a crowd. There's going to be cheering. So hopefully it's a great card. Ooh, whoopsies. Hopefully it's a great card. But yep. And once again, please let me know what you think in the comment sections below. This has been your boy Gomi. Bye-bye.